Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing fine. My name is Moinak, and in this video I'll try to give you a detailed analysis about the SSC JEE Civil Engineering Paper 1, and I hope this video helps you to prepare yourselves for this exam in a better manner. First, let's talk about the exam. Now, SSC JEE they try to conduct the examinations every year, although the examinations which were supposed to be held in the year 2019 has been delayed because of the COVID situation. But they are at least trying to regularize the examinations like the UPSC Engineering Service examinations and the other examinations which take place regularly year after year. So this is actually a good thing for students and keeps them motivated. Now, this examination is conducted in two stages, the paper 1 and the paper 2. Now, paper 1 is a completely CBT type or computer based type questions where only objective questions are asked, MCQ questions are asked. You have four options and only one are correct. So, and in paper 2, it is a fully descriptive type, fully technical paper, and it comprises of 300 marks, whereas the paper 1 uh, con- uh, consists of 200 marks. So the final selection that you get is a combination of these two papers, which is 500 marks, and your selection would depend upon the full 500 marks itself. Now, after the paper 2, you don't have any interview for this post, for SSC JEE post. And if you get selected after paper 2, you will have a document verification process and a medical exam. And if you qualify both of these, then you would be selected for the particular post. Now, for the medical exams, most of the services they don't have very high standards except for border road organizations. Now, if you are not medically fit, don't opt for this border road organizations. Preference wise, keep this in the lower part of your preferences because only border road organizations they have very strict medical standards. So before uh, putting your preferences in the exam in the paper or in the application form, know what your medical standards are and then fill the preferences. Now, the number of candidates who appeared in 2018 was 1.5 lakhs, actually more than 1.5 lakhs for only civil engineering students, and the vacancies were almost 1300. But the people or the number of candidates who qualified in paper 1 was only 8681. So out of these 1.5 lakh people, only 8681 people qualified and were allowed to sit in the paper 2 examination. So you can well imagine the number of students who don't qualify for this paper 2 examinations. So I would say paper 1 plays a major role because most of the students get disqualified in this particular paper. And paper 2 is mostly a repetitive type of questions. If you study the previous year's papers very well, you would definitely do well in paper 2 and you would definitely secure a good service in SSCJ. So I feel paper 1 is very important, and this would decide whether you would get selection in some SSC JEE cadre or not. So in this video, I'll only talk about paper 1 and how to crack it, what are the syllabus, what are the things that you need to prepare for. So let's start. uh, so in paper 1, you have the time given to you is 120 minutes or 2 hours, and the number of question is 200. The total marks is also 200, and you have a penalty of 1/4 marks for every negative answer that you give. Now, for every question, let's say for 200 questions you are given 120 minutes. So for one question you have around 30 seconds. So you cannot spend more than 30 seconds in one particular question. If you don't know the answer and it's taking you more than 30 seconds, just leave that particular question and move forward. Don't spend more than 30 seconds or 45 seconds in one particular question, because after the exam gets finished or gets over, you'll realize that many people will come up to you and tell you that they could not see 40-50 questions because they did not have time. But if you practice a lot of mock tests, if you get used to the pattern of the examinations, you won't be in those category of students where you won't be able to see 40-50 questions. That won't happen to you if you follow these particular things that I'm telling. Now, the paper one has three broad subjects: general intelligence and reasoning, general awareness, and technical paper. Now, the general intelligence and reasoning, it comprises of 50 marks. General awareness also has 50 marks, and technical has 100 marks. Now, the cutoff scenario. In 2018, the cutoff was 127.4. In 2017, the cutoff was 117, and in 2016, the cutoff was 100. So you can see the trend in cutoff. Every year, it keeps increasing year after year. It's mainly because the quality of students is increasing and the competition is more and more every year. This year, 1.5 lakh appeared for SSC JEE. Next year, maybe around 2 lakh people would appear for SSC JEE, and the competition would even further increase. So prepare yourselves very well for paper one, because this might just be the deciding factor whether you would get a selection in SSC JEE or not. Now the general intelligence and reasoning part, it has 50 marks, and this is the most time taking part of the whole examinations, but it is also the most scoring. uh, for an engineering student, the questions that are asked over here are very easy questions. You I'm sure that most of the engineers in India, they would be able to solve 50 out of 50 questions in this part, but the catch is you have to complete this the full examinations in 2 hours, and for this section alone you have only 50 marks. So you can't spend more than 50 minutes in this section, because you have some more subjects to go to. You have a technical part, you have general awareness part, so you can't spend more than 50 minutes. Now you can solve 50 questions if you have enough time, but the catch is you have to do this in a very short amount of time. So for that, what you have to do is, what I would suggest you to do is, just go through the last 10 to 12 previous 10 to 12 years previous year questions. You don't need to do anything more in this part. Just go through the last 10 to 12 years previous year questions, and that would be enough for you to secure at least 47 to 48 marks out of 50 in this particular section. Just practice the previous year's papers and give mock tests. That should be enough for this particular part. The questions are all repetitive types, just the datas are different. There are questions which are very easy. You just need to solve it then and there. And again, I would not suggest you to spend more than 45 to 50 minutes in this particular section, because you have a lot of other questions to solve as well. Now, the syllabus for this general intelligence and reasoning is coding, blood relations, speed, time, distance, analogy, syllogism, sequence, series, dice, cubes, mirror image dictionary, identification of odd pairs, number of triangle squares, matrix, paper folding, etc. Now, all these part, if you solve the previous year questions, all the questions would be covered in the previous year question, and you don't need to do anything more in this part. Just solve the previous year questions, and that should be enough. Just solve the 10 to 12 years previous year questions, and that should be enough for your preparation, and you would be scoring more than 47 marks in this section. So next comes is general awareness part. Now here again, there are 50 marks over here. All the questions are theoretical, mostly theoretical questions. Very few numerical questions are given over here. Now the minimum target that you should have in this section is 25 to 30 marks, because the engineering students, the current affairs part, many of us, we don't actually are that good in the particular current affairs or the other polity, economy, history part. So this section is actually our weakest section, so securing 25 to 30 marks is not a bad job for us. If you are scoring more than 40 marks, that is a very good thing, and you would be ahead of the other students if you're scoring more than 40 marks. If you're preparing for SSC, CGL, and other exams like that, then scoring more than 40 marks would be easier for you. But if you're preparing only for the technical papers, then scoring more than 40 marks would be really difficult in this part. So you should at least target more than 25 to 30 marks in this paper, and the maximum time that you can give in this section is 5 to 10 minutes. I would say the 50 questions you would finish in 5 to 6 minutes, and don't spend more time in this particular section, because in this section you either you know the questions or you don't. rather you know the answers or you don't. So don't waste your valuable time in this part of the sections. If you have time later on in the examinations, after you finish seeing all the 200 questions, then come back later on and see whether you can solve the difficult questions or not. Now, the general awareness syllabus is as follows. It has history, geography, polity, economy, the sciences, current affairs, and scientific research. Out of these, the current affairs carries around 10 to 15 marks, and the sciences also carry 10 to 15 marks. These are the most important part of the general awareness syllabus, and then history, geography, it also carries 10 to 12 marks. Now, for this, you have to uh, look to for the syllabus over here. You have to collect data, or you have to get notes from particular publishers. You have a lot of publishers who sell books for this particular syllabus for other examinations as well. Just go through them and just go through the outline. Just give 1 hour every day. Just give 1 hour every day for general awareness syllabus, and after, let's say, 3 months, you would be good enough to get at least 25 to 30 marks in this particular section. Now, the subjects like polity, economy, and scientific research together, they carry around 10 to 12 marks. But don't spend more than 5 to 10 minutes in this particular sections, or else you'll have to leave the technical questions as well. Now, the most important part is the technical part. Now, it has 100 marks, and the target should always be to score more than 80 marks in this particular section, and the maximum time that you can spend here is 60 minutes. Don't spend more than 60 minutes, or else you won't be able to solve the reasoning questions or the general awareness part. You'll miss some questions because of taking more time in this technical section. Now it depends upon you which section you want to complete first. I used to complete the general reasoning first, then the general awareness, and finally I used to come to the technical part. And I used to solve all the easy questions first, and then later on come to the difficult questions. Now, the technical questions, most of the questions would be easy to moderate. Around 50% questions would be very easy to moderate. You would just see the questions and you would take, and then you would move forward to the next questions. Now, in this part, the mostly all the theoretical questions would be asked. 80 to 85 questions would be theoretical, and the rest would be numerical questions, which would mostly be very easy, but there would be some tough questions as well, and you need to identify these 5 to 10 tough questions and leave or skip them, because let's say there is a tough question and you need to spend 5 minutes in that particular question. Don't do that. Don't fall for this trap. You can't afford to spend more than 45 seconds in a particular question. If it is taking you more than 45 seconds, it's not worth your time, because every question carry 1 marks, be it a tough question, be it a easy question. So solve the easy questions first, and then later on, if you have time, mark the questions which are hard, which you feel are hard. Then come back to these questions later on, so that if you have time, then come back to these questions and then try to solve it. Now, the syllabus of the technical paper, I have divided the technical paper into two parts: the major subjects and the minor subjects. Now, the major subject over here is building material estimation, costing and valuation, RCC, fluid mechanics and hydraulic machine, survey, environment, geotechnical engineering, SOM and transport. Now, I would say building materials is the most important subject in the technical part. Around 15 to 20 marks comes from this particular subject. Now, building materials, it has concrete technology, it has bricks, it has timber, then it has stones, paints, etc. Now, in building materials, the subject is vast, but most of the questions would be asked from this part. I would say around 70 to 75% questions in building materials would come from this part. Concrete is very important in building materials, and I would suggest you to definitely follow some standard book in concrete technology. And most of the questions are asked from tests. All the questions are asked from practical tests, which are in this subjects and all, for bricks, mortars, timber, concrete. So this is about building materials, estimation and costing. Some of the questions, some of the numericals come from this part, and this part carries around 10 to 12 marks. Some numericals about finding the estimating the number of quantity of materials. These type of questions come from estimation and costing. For RCC, again, it would carry around 10 to 8 to 10 marks, and RCC mostly the codal provisions are asked. That is the IS 456. From IS 456, mostly the codal provisions are asked here from RCC. Now fluid mechanics and hydraulic machines also carry around 8 to 10 marks together. Survey, a very easy part, it also carries around 6 to 8 marks. Environment carries around 6 to 8 marks as well. Geotechnical engineering carries around 8 to 10 marks. SOM. SOM does not carry a lot of marks, but I feel it is very important. It is a very important subject, and this would help you understand RCC structure, steel, and many other subjects as well. So don't leave. I consider this as a major subject for any paper, for any technical paper, and you should know the basics of SOM. No matter, it does not matter if it's important for that particular examinations or it fetches you in this paper. It would fetch you around 5 to 6 marks, but it is a very important subject to understand the other subjects. Now transport also carries around 7 to 8 marks in this particular paper. So as you can see, these are the major subjects, and I would say this would carry around 80, this would carry around 80 to 85% of the total technical marks. So these are the major subjects that you need to take care of first, and then you can come to the less important subjects, which is structure analysis, hydrology, steel, and irrigation. Now a subject like structure analysis would be very important for a exam like GATE, but in this SSC this is not that important. For SSC not important, because the numericals that are there in uh, structure analysis, they usually take a lot of time, and the SSC people, the examiners, they know the students don't have a lot of time to solve the questions from structure analysis, so they mostly go for easy numerical questions and mostly theoretical questions. Now hydrology, steel, irrigation. Now steel, it has around 5 to 6 marks, and most of the questions are again from the codal provisions. So you need to know the codal provisions quite well, and these together would fetch you around 10 to 15 marks, or maybe 20 marks in a good day. So what I would suggest you is, you can't leave those subjects at all. If you can't afford to leave any subject, as a matter of fact, for any competition, the level of competition is such that you cannot afford to you cannot afford to leave any subject as such, because if you are leaving a subject, uh, you if let's say a very easy question comes from there, you would be leaving that marks and everybody else would be scoring in that. So you can't leave any subject. If you want, you can give less importance to these subjects, but go through the outline of these subjects, go through the previous year questions, uh, go through the previous year questions well, at least solve the 10 to 12 previous year papers, and you would understand like what are the parts which are important, what are the subjects which are important. You would understand yourself if you go through the 10 to 12 years papers. See, SSC JEE, they conduct the examinations in multiple parts. Last year around 15 to 20 sets of question papers were made, and there were a lot of questions. If you go through the questions, you would understand yourself the weightage of each subject, uh, and you would be the best judge of like what subjects to go for first, then later on. Now another part of this is, you would understand like 40 to 45% of the syllabus over here comprises of 80 to 85% of the marks. Now if you cover this 40 to 45% of the subjects, be you would get around 80 to 85 marks. So identify these 40 to 45% of the subjects, and then start preparing for SSC JEE examinations, because this would save you a lot of time. So in order to understand this, you need to go through the previous year's papers, and you would realize that these are the subjects that are important, and these are the subjects which I should stress about more. And you cannot leave any subject as such, but you can give less importance to few particular subjects. Now, in order to clear paper one, you have to give a lot of practices. I would suggest you to give at least 25 full length mock tests. Now, don't compromise on these mock tests, because these are the only tools that would help you to score a lot of marks in SSC JEE paper one. So, give full length tests. Mark the questions that you are vulnerable and you don't know the answers about. Mark the questions, and in the beginning you will realize that you cannot even go through the last 50 to 60 questions because of lack of time. But as time passes by, as you finish 10-15 questions, you would be very comfortable with the pattern of the examination. Then you would start realizing that you need to solve the easy questions first and then come back to the harder ones later on, once you have if you have time. Now again, previous year's papers, I can't stress enough, around 20 to 30% questions are repeated every year in one form or the other. The questions might not get copy pasted as such, but the same concepts would be used. And if you solve the previous year papers, I would tell you to solve the previous year papers at least 2 to 3 times before you go for the SSC JEE paper one examinations. Another thing which is very important is to make short notes. Now, while you're preparing, you must be having some kind of notes or something like that, or maybe textbooks to refer to. You have to prepare short notes while you're going through the notes, because let's say a day before the examination you would want to revise the full all the subjects at one go, but you won't be able to take all the notes of 12 to 14 subjects and prepare notes. But if you have short notes prepared, like when you're going through the full subject, make short notes. Take two papers, two A4 size papers, and write down all the important things. Write down, write down it in a short way, so that only you can understand. It does not matter if other people don't understand what you wrote. So make short notes in a way so that in a small notebook, all the things that you have studied in your technical paper fits into one small notebook. And before going to the examinations or the day before the examinations, what you can do is you can go through this short note, and this would cover the entire technical syllabus together. Another thing which you should do regularly is to revise. Now, the human brain keeps forgetting if you don't keep on feeding the same things again and again. So, keep revising every subject after 3 days or 7 days. Don't leave it for, let's say, 10-15 days, because you would forget that even the things that you feel like you're very comfortable with, you would forget those things as well. So, revise after every 3 days or 7 days. And something that is very important is during the examinations, you need to stay very calm. If you're not calm, if you're not relaxed, if you've not slept the day before, what would happen is during the examinations, even the things that you know, you would make some mistakes in those things that you know very well. So, last day's sleep is very important. Have a proper sleep, stay calm. It's just an examinations, it's just not a very big. There are many avenues which you can go through. It does not matter much. So stay calm, and that would help you to score more in this particular examination. Now, again, all the questions carry equal marks. One question carries 1 mark. So don't go for the tough questions first. First, go through the 200 questions and see the easy questions which you can just see, tick, and then move forward. If you have tough questions, if you are taking more than 45 seconds for a particular question, just mark it, and then come back to it later. Don't spend more than 45 seconds in a particular question, because all questions carry equal marks. First, see the 200 questions, mark the easy ones, uh, complete the easy ones, mark the tough ones, and once you finish the full paper, then come back to the harder questions later on. Now, what should be the number of attempts? What I feel is, in order to have a cutoff, if the cutoff is more than 130, I feel is the minimum number of attempts you should make is 160 to 170 questions at least, because you have to have a tolerance of the negatives that you would be uh, the mistakes that you would be making no matter how much you try. Yeah, some mistakes would be made during the paper. So if you, even if you by mistake, if you mark the wrong questions, 20 to 25 questions are wrong, you would come around 130 135 marks. So the minimum attempt that you need to make in this particular paper one is 160 to 170 questions, because let's say you have attempted only 120 questions. This attempt is a very bad attempt, because as you can see, this year's cutoff was 127.4. So just by attempting 120 questions, you can never get 127.4 marks. At least give yourself a chance to clear the cutoff. So 160 to 170 questions, I would say, is a very good attempt. But again, this depends upon the paper. Some papers are very easy, some papers are very easy, some are tough. So you need to uh, actually understand the paper. This would happen only when you once you go through a lot of mock tests, you would realize which papers are tough, which papers are easy. And uh, uh, normalization takes place. So if a paper is tough, uh, your marks would increase. So don't always go for the number of attempts like 160 to 170. So, because even last year, what happened? Some people scored around 115 marks, but due to normalization, this increased to around 129 point some marks because of the normalization that took place. So, you need to understand the level of questions that are being asked, so that you get a so that you understand what is the right attempt that you should be taking, attempt in number of questions. So this is what I had to tell you all now. I hope this information is helpful for students who are preparing for SSC or who want to start preparing for SSC examinations. And if you have any questions, you can comment down below. I would be very happy to answer all of them. So study hard and study smart. Thank you.